so this might be the most important stock video you're going to watch all day today, potentially even all week, because this video is going to go through every single stock that is going to be reporting earnings this week, at least the most important ones, that we're going to be going over, and why this is the most important time to be watching these stocks in general that have a potential to blow up tremendously off of these earnings. But this is especially important because we have the election next week as well, which is going to kind of influence the market. So without further ado, let's jump into this video right now.
Nobody knows if the stock is going to go up, down, sideways, or in fucking circles.
We're going to be going through probably about 20 to 30 stocks, so let's just ram these right through. All right. Let's just go through these stocks real quick now, and we're going to go through probably about 20 to 30 of them on this list. Just the most important ones, starting off with Monday after close, which is currently right now Ford, ticker symbol F, just reported earnings, and well, they reported a beat on earnings, at least earnings per share, the EPS, and the quarter growth for quarter 3, but the downfall was the full year 2024 outlook was not as good as they were expecting. So unless quarter 4 changes the overall outlook of what full year 2024 is going to look like, the stock is not going to finish off the year on a strong note, I guess, for Ford. And because of that, the stock actually, it popped off of the EPS and sales report for quarter 3, but decided to fall after hours around 10.77 now into after hours. We'll see how we want to trade this one tomorrow. This could be a good trading play, but we'll watch to see what happens with Ford. This is very, very volatile one right now with some movement into after hours. But another one I want to watch right now is Waste Management. This one did pop in after hours, not as much, jumped from 208 up to 212. I want to see this one tomorrow. I didn't get the earnings report on this and the numbers, but it looks like they reported decent numbers going forward. So I want to say that 212 is an area that it's currently at right now, and we want to watch to see what's going to happen kind of moving forward. Yeah, I was trading around 206 earlier this morning, kind of flat throughout most of the day. It's a lower volume type of stock, so it's not as easy to trade off of. But we're watching these stocks not only for the long-term outlook, but also the short-term trading opportunities it comes with. So just as we move forward through these names, just keep that in mind. SoFi, ticker symbol SOFI, that one is going to be reporting tomorrow morning. I'm going to pull this time frame out to 5-day, 5-minute. You can see there was a pre-anticipatory run-up into SoFi. The past couple days, it has been trading a little bit higher, and I like to see this one actually have an earnings beat. It's been a very strong mover for the past several months, and as you can see here, there's a lot of breakout potential. 1136 was previous highs, and I think that there's an easy opportunity for this to blow through 1136 and move higher if we can have a strong earnings report. This opens Tuesday before market opens. These earnings come out. Another one I want to watch is PayPal. This is one that was a COVID name. They report earnings tomorrow. The thing about this one is this was like a $300 stock. If we pull back here to COVID time frame, yeah, this is a $310 stock. The problem with this stock right now is that it's been on a slump and has been on a very, very strong downtrend below this 180-day SMA line, but it has been turning around. This last earnings was the reason that I wanted to continue watching this one. PayPal is one that I want to see move forward. Above this 85 area is what I want to see, and if we can break through 85, I mean, look at how much upside there is. Obviously, they're not reporting the numbers they were reporting during COVID, which caused the stock to run up beforehand. But if we can report strong earnings, which it looks like there's some pre-anticipatory run-up heading into after hours tonight, into tomorrow morning, I want to see SoFi on the top of my watch list for a trade and potential an investment moving forward. If we can run up to 95, even closer to $100, get back to triple digits would be nice to see with a stock like PayPal. McDonald's and the quarter pounder. Say what you will about E. coli and food diseases, but we saw what happened to Chipotle many years ago, and well, Chipotle rebounded just fine. So I think that McDonald's is a great buy anywhere in the 290s. This is going to be a great earnings either way, because you know what? If it's a shitty earnings, we buy more. If it's a great earnings, we watch our profits take off. This is a great stock that I want to keep watching for. McDonald's, a great long-term investment, a lot of trading opportunities in the short term of this one, but also a lot of great long-term investments. But you could see the big drop off of 317 down to 280. Man, I wish I picked up some shares after hours with this one. The E. coli outbreak, apparently 75 reports of E. coli in the McDonald's quarter pounder, something to take note of. But moving forward, McDonald's is a strong long-term name that I truly believe is something that you need to put in your portfolio, as a name that is just, it's a staple custom name that you need to have to kind of diversify what your investments are into. And right now they're paying $1.77 for their quarterly dividends, so not a bad dividend either. On top of McDonald's, we can look at a little smaller one, a JetBlue, ticker symbol JBLU. They're reporting earnings tomorrow. I don't really see anything crazy happening with this one, but if you want to get into the airline space, along with the airline space, we have Cruise Line. Royal Caribbean is the top name for cruise lines. I wish I held this one longer. This was a COVID name that I bought back at like $25 and sold this thing out around $75, and then it just kept running. Now we're at $207. We are at all-time highs right now. I didn't even realize that. Looking at Royal Caribbean, yeah, there's a lot of upside potential with this one as it just continues to keep on running, but be careful because this is on a hot streak from 170 to 207 just in the past week alone. So I really want to see if this thing can continue to run through earnings or if there was already too much hype kind of built into this. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of running up on this name. If we kind of zoom out here, what am I doing? Yeah. I mean, this thing's been in a non-stop run from basically last year, but especially throughout this past summer, there's been some strong dips where you could buy in around this $80 point, heading over to $100 and plus, and now we're at 200 plus. Royal Caribbean, RCL, definitely a name I want to watch for. I don't know too much about the earnings in this one, but it's going to be happening tomorrow morning before the market opens. Heading into tomorrow afternoon after hours, Tuesday after hours, we got AMD. Don't know why this line's here, but we can remove that. AMD, a big stock that I want to watch out for, along with Nvidia, which is reporting earnings next month, I believe on the 19th. But AMD, definitely a name you got to keep on watch for. I think this is cheap right now. I think if we have a blowout earnings, which is really going to show where the overall semiconductor names move tomorrow, if AMD, or on Wednesday technically, if AMD closes after hours and has some strong momentum into earnings and has a beat on earnings, this is going to carry the market higher for Wednesday when we report Wednesday for those stocks as well. But overall will help carry the names like Nvidia and ARM higher with AMD. So I think that AMD is a big power play. Along with AMD is the one and only Google, another big name on here that I want to see move higher. It's another name I've been adding slowly to my portfolio, and I think that Google is just another household name you need in your long-term portfolio. Will be fun to trade off of, but not like it used to be when it was up at $1,500 to $2,000 before. Now we're trading around this 160 area, and I think that a 160 or 170 actually is the 170 break, as I look a little bit closer. 170 break here is a key area that we could potentially run back up to the 180, 190 area, but I think there's a lot of upside potential with Google as well if we can report these big tech stock earnings off at AMD. Along with Google after hours tomorrow, we also got Chipotle, ticker symbol CMG. They did the 50-to-1 stock split, and that was huge. Now, we haven't done too much since the stock split. If anything, we pulled back, and we're basically about even right now, trading on this $60 time frame. But moving forward, there's been a lot of momentum into Chipotle just today, up 2%. What could happen tomorrow after hours into earnings will really push this stock potentially higher into all-time highs where we haven't seen prices since the stock split back here around $70. Another one along with CMG. Wow, Tuesday's a big day. We got Visa. Visa is a household name that I like. You go Visa, you go MasterCard. Why not get them both? They're both great names. I think that Visa can break through $300. We can finally get out of this rut of back and forth between 260 to 290, back and forth. Visa, great long-term name. I think you buy Visa and you buy MasterCard. Again, do your own due diligence on a lot of these names, but I think that Visa is a great one. You can't go wrong with Visa. And then as we close out Tuesday evening, we head into Wednesday. Wednesday, we report with Eli Lilly. What is the ticker symbol on this one? I think it's just Lilly. I think it's Lily. Oh, it's LLY is the actual ticker. Eli Lilly, I don't know too much about the actual company's fundamentals and what they are doing right now with their earnings report for quarter three, or what they're projected to do. But looking at Eli Lilly, the stock has been on a strong run for several months now, bouncing nicely off this 180-day SMA line. A easy area that I want to just take note at, where we double topped at all-time highs around 970. Let's keep watching this 970, 960 area, and then kind of watch for support down here on 850. It's a large range, but I think that the odds that this thing can break through 970 is pretty high if we have a strong earnings report, paying $1.30 per dividend, but this is also a $900 stock. On top of Eli Lilly, you got Caterpillar, ticker symbol CAT. This has just been a great name. This thing I bought back in COVID around 180, I think it was. Maybe it was just after COVID, closer to 200. Now it's a $400 name. This is a great name. You kind of forget about the construction blue collar, more type chip stocks that you got to watch out for. And Caterpillar is the top name in the construction game that you got to watch out for just because it reports good earnings year after year and quarter after quarter, but more importantly, has a strong dividend. The $1.20 dividend, are they still at that now? They're at $1.41 now. So the dividend is really good. The stock itself has been trading very well. They're going to be reporting earnings Wednesday before market opens. Let's keep watch on that one. Another name we got on here is Microsoft, ticker symbol MSFT. Microsoft is probably one of my favorite top tech stocks to watch out for right now. Did hit a little bit of a slump. Under $400 was a huge steal. This thing's a $500 stock by the end of the year. If not, early 2025, we're going to see this thing start to really rally into where it should be. Microsoft, I'm expecting a good earnings report, but again, all depends on what Alphabet reports the day before, along with AMD, and kind of sways which way a lot of these tech stocks go. Another one on top of Microsoft, not one that I'm personally in, but one that I like to trade a lot is Coin, ticker symbol COIN, Coinbase. This is a good name to trade off of. This is a very, very volatile name. You can get a lot of good swings, a lot of good trading opportunities, and I like the odds that there is good earnings report with Coin. Bitcoin has been doing very, very well recently. Just hit 70,000, which we haven't hit in the last 90 days, I believe it was. 70,000 on Bitcoin today. So a huge breakout for a lot of the cryptocurrency space. And I think that coin is one you got to watch out for. Robinhood, ticker symbol HOOD, a hood. You got to watch out for the hood because guess what? They are going to be reporting earnings tomorrow, and on top of that, they just reported today that they're going to be announcing that you are now able to bet on the presidential election through Robinhood. Something interesting you should take note of, up 3% today. I like Robinhood. I think it's a great platform for beginners. Would never trade or invest my money into Robinhood, but I think that it's a potential one that you got to watch out for. Roku is always a name that surprises me that I kind of forget about. Yeah, it's at around $76. I forget they did a stock split not too long ago, and hasn't been doing a whole lot. I guess been kind of trading flat for the past several months, but we can watch this one and see what happens. It's a little bit lower volatile recently, so let's just see what happens to Roku moving forward with that. Starbucks, Starbucks, I really don't know about Starbucks. I don't like the odds that Starbucks has a good earnings report. Looks like they beat on earnings before, and the stock rallied quite a bit, but we're struggling to break this $100 area, which I feel like has been a problem in the past as well. Yeah, this has been a problem in the past, and I don't know, Starbucks is a choppy looking chart. I mean, if they report good earnings and you know the fundamentals of Starbucks and the company and what their quarter 3 report is going to look like, this is a great name to trade off of. But personally, I'm going to stay away from Starbucks, but it's not a bad one. It's a little volatile for me. But there's opportunities out there. Uber is one that I noticed the other day. Highs of $87, guys. You can't go wrong with Uber. I think it's a fun name to trade and potential good long-term investment if you do your own due diligence side of it. Uber is definitely one I want to watch out for. Pulled back since those 87 highs, but I think there's a lot of upside here past $80. And if we have a good earnings, and even if not, there's some good investing opportunities around $60. I think we can jump into Uber, and there's a lot of upside up after that. Got to go with MasterCard. Thursday before market opens, you got MasterCard. I was talking about Visa, you're talking about MasterCard. You got to get both sides of the rally. You got to go with MasterCard here at 508. It's expensive, I know, but this is a big name. This is a great name you want to get into your portfolio. Something to watch out for. Something you're just going to want to say, hey, I have a little bit of Visa, a little bit of MasterCard, diversify the portfolio. In the digital currency payment method space, you got to go with a name like MasterCard. It's a household name. It's going to be reporting earnings Thursday morning before market opens. I want to look into this one a little bit more. This one should be an interesting one. Let's also see what happens with Visa moving forward and kind of bounce that off of what we're going to play with MasterCard. Norwegian, I don't think really has anything great. I don't even know what their ticker symbol is either. Norwegian. Cruise lines here, NCLH, that's what it was. Yeah, trading kind of choppy. Nothing interesting to me. Actually, we could get a breakout here above 25. We could see it rally back up to the 30s, but this has been kind of a choppy sideways name and hasn't been anything really since COVID when it crashed there. But we got some big names after hours into Friday or into Thursday. Guys, Amazon's a big name, and Amazon's going to report strong earnings. I do believe that I like to see Amazon here. I got all these markings in here that I just haven't gotten rid of here. But Amazon's a name that I want to watch out for. Amazon is a name that you need to have in your portfolio for the long term. It's one of the FANG names, and above $200. We haven't hit 201 in a couple months here, and since then the stock has pulled back a little bit, but I think that right now around 180, we've been struggling to try and break through that 200 area. We haven't hit that since about early summer, and I think there's a lot of opportunities for this thing to get above 201 and break into those all-time highs there. I think that Amazon is a great name to hold into package season, into this huge ramp up of the holidays. You can't go wrong with Amazon. I think it's a great name. I think it's a little expensive, and if you do get a drop off of this back to 150, 160, you buy more, but it's a great name to hold in your account. They went through the stock split. It was a $3,000 name. Now it's down to $200. You can't go wrong with that. And one of my favorites, Apple. Apple has been doing so well for anyone that's been holding for a long-term time frame. This is just a name that you just zoom out and you just tell yourself, this is a good name to hold on for. It's been a good name. It's not a strong mover like NVIDIA, but it's a solid mover that always has positive days after negatives. We'll always find the higher high and we'll always keep moving forward. It gets a little choppy here and there, has some pullback, but we're going to be reporting earnings after hours on Thursday, and I like that Apple finally breaks through 240 and we continue to move higher. This could be easily a $250+ stock, and I think we're going to get that 25-cent dividend. Nothing great, but Apple is a household name. You got to have the FANG in your account, and I think that Apple is that top FANG to have in the account. And then heading into Friday before market opens, nothing too interesting. You got Fubo TV, which I think that Fubo is an interesting one to trade off of, but really nothing. Yeah, it's just it's basically a small cap name now that you're trading off of. But there's a lot of opportunities, guys, this week with trading heading into the most anticipated earnings release week. I mean, quarter three is a big one. Besides quarter four, end of the year, quarter three, this is the big meat and potatoes when we head into the end of the year here, heading into that Q4, looking what that full year of 2024 looks like. Quarter three is a big one. Guys, let me know what stocks you're going to be watching this week. Comment down below your favorite stocks I went over for this video. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them in the comments as well. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.